Hi, and welcome to the Saltbridge Farm podcast. My name is Dennis, and I'm your host. And today we have a special guest over here, Bob Opitz, owner of Spire Coffeehouse.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good, brother. Thank you for coming out to the farm. I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy as a business owner, and people want their coffee, so thanks for coming out.
My pleasure.
Yep. So I first came across your coffee house at a Toms River Chamber of Commerce meeting.
Yep.
And it was a pretty nice event. And that's when I really became aware. But then as I'm talking about you to everybody at Bright Harbor, everyone's like, yeah, that's my favorite coffee shop. So
Glad to hear that.
Yeah. Are you active with the chamber?
Yes. Yeah, we've been a member of the chamber since we started our business in December of 22. And so we try to be as active as possible, get out to as many events as possible.
That's great. So would you mind telling me a little bit about the Spire, like kind of the history and
Sure.
all of that?
Sure. So my wife and I had long careers in corporate America, and it was great, but we wanted to do something that was more kind of community focused and allow us to really be part of the community as a business, be able to give to the community, support the community, and be a part of the community. And so we were trying to figure out what could we do that would allow us to do that and not require a whole lot of capital or a whole lot of historical knowledge, which we didn't have. Neither one of us had owned a coffee shop before. And so we started looking at various things, and we stumbled upon coffee and started working with our roasting company, a company called Crimson Cup. And, they really helped us kind of figure out that, coffee is something that is very approachable, something that people can learn, and certainly something that people want. So it was a pretty much no-brainer for us to go down the coffee route. And so we kind of put our heads together, came up with the name Spire. It represents to us kind of the being the pinnacle of the coffee game. A spire is the uppermost part of a building, usually associated with churches and lighthouses and stuff like that. And so we incorporated the lighthouse in our logo. The I in Spire is a lighthouse. And that's just a nod to the Jersey Shores, a place that we hold near and dear to our hearts, having been lifelong New Jersey residents. And so, in December of 22, we opened the doors and we haven't looked back.
That's awesome. And I can tell that you guys are really popular just based on interaction with people around here. So I'm not from New Jersey, so I don't know, but you definitely learn right away where people like to get their coffee from. So yeah. And I love that your logo is the Spire. That's really cool. Bright Harbor Healthcare, our logo is the lighthouse.
Yep.
And so I see a synergy in our logos.
For sure.
And now we just kind of formed a partnership, which I'm excited to tell everybody about. You're donating your used coffee grounds and you're going to collect them for us down here on Hooper.
Yep.
And we're going to grow culinary mushrooms with those. And then after we're done growing the culinary mushrooms, we're going to go ahead and compost that. So I really appreciate that. That's awesome that you're and I know it is a little bit of disruption in your flow because you have to stop and then train everybody how to do that, and then we'll come pick it up. And so it's going to be a work in progress, but I really appreciate being open and willing to do something like that.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to go down that path with you. Like I said, that's the type of thing that we want to do. We want to be a part of the community, something that we can do to support the community. We have the coffee grinds, so let's just figure out how to use them, especially if it's something that you can use here to grow the mushrooms and then compost later. Why not put it to good use if we can? So I'm excited to give it a shot.
Yep, I appreciate that. And we're actually going to do a workshop. So I invite you to come down and everybody to a culinary mushroom workshop where we're actually going to train people how to do it. It's on Saturday, April 25th from 12 to 4 here on the farm.
All right.
And we have all the details at the link below at saltbridgefarm.org. So if you're interested in how we're going to turn coffee grinds into the mushrooms, come on down and we'll show you how to do it.
Cool.
Yep. So it'll be great. And speaking of events, I've noticed that you guys host a lot of events.
Sure.
Would you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So again, being part of the Chamber of Commerce, we host a number of chamber events at our shop on Hooper Avenue. We have two shops. We have one on Hooper Avenue here in Silverton, and then we have another shop downtown on Main Street. And the downtown shop is more of a grab and go. We opened that about a year ago. But our main shop on Hooper Avenue is a more traditional coffee shop. We have plenty of seating, various different types of seating for people to do work or, sit and meet, do just gather and that kind of thing. So we do a lot of events. We do a lot of meetings with the chamber. We do networking events. There's a few different networking groups that come and host events at our shop. We do live music on Fridays, and yeah, then we do stuff out in the community. So we're part of the downtown nights out. We're part of the downtown festivals that happen, and we've been doing that since we opened the doors again back in 22, 23.
That's awesome. And I know we'll have some events coming up here at the farm that I would, love to invite you to. I'll be sure to send that information your way.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do you guys have like a food truck or anything like
We
that?
don't have a truck, but we do offsite events. So we'll set up a tent. We'll bring coffee. We'll bring iced coffee, iced lattes. We're working on hopefully getting a cart that will allow us to do hot lattes, but we don't have that yet. So it's in the works, but
Awesome.
I don't have a timeline on that one yet.
Yeah, no, that's great. I've noticed you have a wide variety of employees. Looks like you hire some younger people and that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. So the majority of our employees kind of range between 16 and 18. We have a few folks that are older, and we've been blessed that we've got probably half of the staff that we have currently has been with us since the beginning, which is kind of unheard of.
Yeah, that says a lot for you guys.
In
how
the
you're
coffee
treating
world,
your,
especially.
yeah,
And so, and then because we're hiring a lot of high school and Ocean County College being right down the street is a good attraction for us. But those folks tend to move on to the next thing. So from high school, they may go away to college, or from OCC, they graduate with their associates and then go to a 4-year. So we have lost a few that have moved on to different, academic pursuits. We've had a few that have graduated completely and have started their real full-time careers. So that's great. But yeah, so we definitely lean on the high schools and the colleges to recruit our staff.
yeah, that's great. No, it's a good. I love mentorship. You can tell I have some interns, and it's a passion of mine to be able to mentor. And that's kind of what we're doing here at Sawbridge Farm in general. This is young adult bridge housing. For this house is for young men that are between 18 to 24. And the idea is to give them some workforce development skills, a little bit of mentoring and that kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah. So we haven't cut the ribbons on the farm yet. We won't do that till July.
Okay.
But we are having our first event. It's called One Night on the Farm. We'll drop a link to the website below. And the idea is that people can experience what it's like camping, to experience what the homelessness situation is and what it's like to actually be doing that.
Sure.
And a little bit of fundraising for our nonprofit here in
Nice.
Bright Harbor. So
That's
invite
great.
you to spend one night on the farm, brother. So,
All right, let me know.
okay, cool. Did you have any questions for me?
No, I mean, I'm excited to see how this all works with the farming, and again, I appreciate you reaching out and inviting me to this and to be part of the next step, and really just kind of growing and learning more about Bright Harbor as we go along.
Yeah, no, Bright Harbor does a lot. It took me a while to understand everything they do. There's over like 450 employees. I think there's 40 different programs or so. I know we have like a food pantry. We have a recovery cafe. We have like homeless outreach. I could go on and on with listing all the programs, but it's pretty nice and pretty unique to see one particular agency do that much. But they're very community minded. I know they prefer local businesses, and that to
Sure.
me is a big thing, because they don't have to do that. Just like you don't have to help us with our mushroom project, the composting, but really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think building those community bonds is a great thing, and it's certainly something that we were looking for when we set out to do the coffee shop. So it seems like a great fit.
So what called you to pivot out of the corporate world into being an entrepreneur?
Like I said, it was just working in the corporate world was fine. We had a great career. I don't regret any part of it, but it left me feeling a little bit disconnected. Certainly they did philanthropic events and had their partners that they worked with, but it wasn't necessarily people in my community. It wasn't anyone, that I could, really kind of come sit down and talk to and be 5 minutes from where I work. And so we really wanted to, while we still could, have a business that could be part of the community. Obviously we do things ourselves privately, but we wanted to do something that could be a little bit bigger and maybe have a little bit more of an impact.
No, that's great. And I love that you give people a platform. Like, for example, I have a friend that wrote a book and he did his book signing at
Oh yeah.
Spire.
Yeah.
That is so great.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to give people a platform to do something like
Right.
that.
Yeah. We've had a few authors do book signings. And like I said, the live music that we do, a lot of the musicians are up and coming, like new artists. We have a couple that are, teenagers and just kind of getting into their first rounds of public performance.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, it's great to be able to be part of that and see these folks kind of grow and become successful.
Nice. Do you guys have a big social media presence? Are you?
We try.
Yeah.
We try. We're on Facebook, Instagram, a little bit on TikTok, but not. We probably need to do more there. But
Yeah, I bet some of your workers would be helpful for that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So but yeah, we try to be as active as we can on social media and keep getting the message out. That seems to be where people are these days.
Cool. We'll be sure to drop the links below. And then we'll also try to create a web page on our website, sawbridgefarm.org, that kind of explains the mushroom program and link back to your website as well.
Great, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Because it's all about helping each other and helping the community, the local community, and building relationships. So,
Yeah, appreciate that.
yep. Okay. Daniel, the intern gave us a great idea for a question. What's your favorite drink? What's your favorite item from Spire?
I'm kind of boring. So I start my day with just a black Americano, which is espresso and water. Our signature drink is what we call an inspired mocha, and it's a white chocolate mocha with a caramel drizzle. It's probably my favorite drink there that I have, and it's an indulgence for me when I have it. But the good thing is because we want it to be inclusive and really reach out to more people than just people that like coffee. We've got a bunch of different teas. We've got fruit smoothies. We've got kind of what we call freezes or milkshakes. So we have a whole host of things. So there's really something for everybody. So even if you don't like coffee, you can come on into Spire Coffeehouse and you'll find something you like.
Nice. Yeah. I've tasted a few. What do I have? Get the hot chai latte with almond milk. Super good. Really good stuff. And you guys also have some pastries, and I have a friend that's gluten-free, and I found some good gluten-free options there as well.
Yeah. So again, trying to be that good community partner. We work with local bakers.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't bake ourselves, but we work with some of the folks in the local area. So, we get Obco Donuts, we get Mike's Crumb Cake Factory, we get our gluten-free stuff from a company called Butter Me Up, scones and gourmet butter and scones. So we really try to do more than just sell coffee. And we work with other small businesses, again, creating those platforms, those being able to reach out across different avenues, to reach people.
Very good. Now, hopefully we'll have some food that we might look for a distributor for. I know we're planning on doing some beekeeping here. We'll more than likely like bake sourdough and that kind of thing. And of course we'll have tons of produce, but that might not be the best thing for the coffee shop. So yeah, but no, it's really great to meet you, Bob. And I really appreciate the partnership that we have with this really awesome project for the culinary mushrooms. And I look forward to perhaps seeing you at future events that
Yeah.
we'll be, like I said, we'll be having events here. Like I said, the next one coming up is One Night on the Farm. And yeah, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you coming out.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right. Take care, guys.